What is artificial intelligence? And why would it make a difference within your business system? To explore this, let's take a simple example. Let's say Ludima Factories has the following sales order transactions for item A. An experienced sales manager at Ludima Factories may be able to look at this data set and quickly recognize a few oddities in the transactions. For example, the experienced manager may know that it is unusual for Mike to sell in such large quantities, or they may know that we don't usually give discounts this high if lower quantities are purchased. This tribal knowledge is critical to ensuring your business runs correctly without mistakes. And it's why companies pay a premium for employees to have tenure at their company. Human intelligence like this has undisputable value, but it requires cost of both time and talent to ensure there are no issues due to either error or fraud within your transactions. But what if there was another way? A way that required less time? A way that wasn't reliant on key personnel? A way that was more reliable? A way that was ultimately cheaper? Enter artificial intelligence. If we took the same data set we looked at earlier and put it on a two-dimensional graph comparing quantity and discount, the data clusters would quickly stand out, and even someone who knew almost nothing about the underlying transactions could point out that data points I and E were outliers and therefore may warrant investigation to ensure they were entered correctly. Now, if we add in the variable who entered the transactions, represented by the z-axis here, the three-dimensional graph comparing quantity, discount, and employee now suggests that there's a third transaction that looks unlike the others. While point C seemed normal from a price and quantity perspective, it clearly doesn't fit the data pattern once we add in the user who entered the transaction, as the user's historical transactions were not in this price range. With Crowe's proprietary data anomaly detection engine that was built by our leading forensics accountants, we can run such analysis comparing not just 3 variables, but dozens of variables on each transaction and compare them against your historical transactions to see how they fit the data pattern. In the Crowe Data Anomaly Detection Suite app for NetSuite, we look at transaction variables such as user, vendor, item, price, quantity, time of day, and many more. While the human brain cannot plot and analyze more than 3 variables at a time, this is exactly what the artificial intelligence engine built into the Crowe Data Anomaly Detection Suite app does. The solution takes a given transaction and compares its variables against transactions history for similar transactions. And it provides a score suggesting the likelihood that the transaction doesn't conform with your typical company patterns. Via dashboarding in the solution, a manager's attention can be focused on those transactions that most warrant her review per the AI and ML algorithms. This is conceptually the same as how we identified points C, E, and I in the graphical representation we did earlier, except the AI solution allows the data science algorithms themselves to drive us to which we should review. Nonetheless, just because these 3 points have been identified as non-conforming to the data pattern doesn't inherently mean that they are problematic to your business. To address this concern, Crowe Data Anomaly Detection Suite app for NetSuite leverages machine learning, allowing the users to confirm or reject possible anomalies, and then leverage that confirmation information to improve the algorithms going forward. More on this machine learning aspect will be discussed in future videos. Companies value institutional knowledge because of the human intelligence it brings and how it can identify and resolve problems before the problems become problematic. While the value of a trained, well-compensated manager with company experience is undeniable to this aim, the Crowe Data Anomaly Detection Suite app for NetSuite aims to augment this function to make it less time-intensive, more reliable, more accurate, ultimately cheaper for you to have high confidence in the correctness of your transactions. Even for small firms, leveraging true artificial intelligence such as this is no longer futuristic. It is now becoming an imperative in terms of both accuracy and cost for all companies.